What's up you guys and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to be testing out the new Benefit foundation. This is, well, it's upside down. This is the new Flawless Brightening Foundation, and if you remember last year they brought out the Hello Happy foundation. It was more of like a lightweight, actually I think I have it here somewhere. So this is the Hello Happy Soft Blur foundation and I really liked this foundation. I wear this quite a lot in the summertime, and now I'm testing out the brand new Brightening foundation. This is what the inside of the box looks like, my little pure box. We've got the foundation here and then we've got a powder foundation. I don't know if I'm going to be able to test the powder foundation today, obviously, because I have, we'll be putting a liquid foundation on. So this foundation retails for €32, described as a photochromatic pigments which adapt to brightening skin in any light. Flower acids help boost radiance and hyaluronic acid helps keep skin hydrated. 12-hour longevity, natural satin finish. They're both available in 12 shades, 3 light, 5 medium, 4 deep, and they're launching June 2019. So they just launched here in Ireland. This is what the foundation box looks like. It's so cute. It has the little smiley face just like the other foundation. It is in the shade 6, just like my other foundation. And what else can I tell you about it that I haven't already? Medium coverage, a satin finish. So I don't know if that suits dry or oily skin. We'll soon find out. Bottle looks like this, so it's quite cute. It's similar to the Soft Blur foundation, with the lid being like that kind of like chrome rose gold. I don't know what you want to call it. It's in a frosted glass bottle. It has an SPF of 15. Now I may need to put on a bit of self tanner onto my chest area because I think that this might be a bit too dark right now. So I'm going to apply this foundation the way that I apply all my foundations. Actually, I need to fill in my brows before we continue on with this video, so let's just do the brows and I'll come back and then we'll start the foundation review. Okay, so I'm going to pop on some primer onto one side of my face just to see, does this foundation last longer because of the primer. I am going to pop it on this side. I think this is the LA Girl Pro Prep primer. Absolutely obsessed with this. It blurs my pores like nothing else. It actually makes my pores look insanely shrunken, and I don't think I actually have used a primer, especially not as affordable as this, that actually does that. So I'm just going to apply that just to all my oily areas, which is basically my entire face. I'm going to apply this foundation like I apply all my foundations lately, which is just taking it on a paddle brush like this and then smoothing it out with a beauty blender. I don't use a brush at all for any foundation anymore, like a flat brush like this. I'm just kind of like change my routine, I guess. So I'm going to apply this to the back of my hand. It comes with a pump, this foundation, which is excellent. Color definitely going to be a little bit too dark, I think. That's it there. I'm just going to, well, the color's not too bad, I guess. This is shade 6, just if I didn't mention that earlier. Actually, it's not too bad. It's quite yellow of an undertone, quite golden. But when I tan in the summer months, like I've only had one day of sun and I'm pretty tanned, but when I tan in the summer, I go quite a golden colour. It's actually quite good coverage wise. I just like the consistency of it a little bit more, but I do love that soft blur for just a really nice natural look. And that applied really easy. So it's just evened out my skin tone. It hasn't given me a huge amount of coverage. Let's just have a look. Oh my god, I really like that foundation. It hasn't, like I said, given me tons and tons and tons of coverage, but it's just evened out my skin tone. Like I can still see like my little freckles and stuff, which is what I love about the Soft Blur foundation. So this one's kind of like a little bit more coverage than that one. And like I said, it just evens out your complexion. I'm just going to blend it in with my beauty blender just to make sure there's no awkward lines. I have a lot of dryness around my nose because my nose got burnt last week, like 4 days ago, and it's starting to kind of peel. I also got burnt around my forehead, so we'll see how it bears out around the dry patches. So far it's not clinging to them anyway, because I did find I was using the L'Oreal Fresh Wear foundation a lot lately, obviously because it's my favorite foundation, especially from the drugstore, and it was clinging like nothing to my nose. Like it was just cling central right there, especially with the fact that my nose is peeling. But this is doing okay so far. Now I'm just going to apply it to the prime side and just see how we get on, if there's any difference whatsoever. Oh my god, the skin on my nose. Ugh. Okay, it's really clinging to that actually. I don't think there's any foundation that would not cling to my nose. I'll zoom in for you guys like once I'm done applying this. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the appearance of that foundation. It's definitely more on the satin side than like matte or anything like that. So this foundation is definitely on the medium side, but I would 1,000,000% say this is quite buildable because I've just put one thin layer on and I'm happy out because I like my skin to look like skin in the summer months. I just like to be able to see my freckles and stuff. That's just my own personal preference. If you don't like that, then definitely by all means go in with an extra layer. I do feel like it's very lightweight on my skin. I don't feel anything heavy other than my brows, which I always feel kind of heavy because I have a lot of product in them clearly. It's looking really decent on my skin. It's not sinking into anything just yet. I have ridiculous round lines in between my brows from just constant expression, and then I get like laughter smile lines here. I've always had them, and foundation can sometimes just seep right into that crease there, so it's not really doing any of that yet. My nose, it's clinging to all the dry skin on my nose, which is just not cute at all. I don't know if you can see my nose and just the way it's like clinging to the skin on my nose. Oh, so not cute, but look, it's just because it's burnt. But if you suffer from dry skin, that may be an ish. Everything else is looking okay. Like I have a bit of dry skin here and it's kind of looking a bit strange, but other than that I'm pretty happy with it. It's quite a light light coverage, as you can see. 1,000,000% it's buildable. I'm very happy with this. I'm going to test out the powder foundation just to apply it to the areas where I want a little bit more coverage, like the nose particularly. This is what it looks like. So cute. And then you have obviously the product in there, and at the bottom we have we have a brush and you have a sponge. That is really handy. I'm just going to use one of my own brushes because I'm just not overly keen on the brush that came in this. That is all. So I'm going to take this brush here and I'm just going to dip it into the product and just apply it to my nose just to get that extra coverage. Okay, so I got a little bit of extra coverage there on my nose, and I think it's kind of like covered up the area and it's not looking red. So it's just adding like an extra little bit of coverage. It's almost identical in colour to the actual foundation, like you can see it there, and then that's the foundation, so they're pretty much the same colour. I didn't notice this foundation oxidizing on me anything or going darker, so I'm pretty happy with that. I would 1,000,000% use that just if I wanted like a no makeup day. So guys, it is just gone 14 minutes past 9 in the morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wear this foundation for as long as possible. If I can get to the 12-hour mark, hallelujah. I have a few more tutorials to film. I'm going to go do them, and then I will pop back to you guys in a few more hours and we'll just see what the wear of the foundation is looking like and how we're getting on. But right off the bat, I'm pretty happy with it and I really like the appearance of it. I really like the feel of it. But right now I really like how lightweight it is and I love the finish of it, and I just think it's a beautiful foundation. Okay guys, so I'm back from my first update of the day and it is currently 1:30. So we tried this on at, or started this tutorial at around 9, 9:15. So it's on, we'll say roughly about 4.5 hours. And I'm gonna just check it out in my mirror, if I can find my mirror. Why does everything disappear on me when I actually need it? I'm thinking let's start that again. I'm thinking I'm a little bit oily on my chin area. I'm loving the look of this foundation on my skin, to be fair. I really do like it. It's just something that doesn't look right. It has seeped into a little bit of my, or a lot of my pores here, which I'm not overly loving that. And I think that's kind of what I'm seeing when I look in the mirror. But it's not sinking in anywhere else on my face, because I would generally get like a little bit of sinkage in here and into my frown lines because they're just horrible. But I don't care because they're a natural aging process. It's not too bad on this side. This is the side I didn't even prime, so it's really unusual. I'm not noticing anything else kind of crazy to report back to you guys at this stage, because like I said, it's only on 4.5 hours, so there shouldn't be like a massive change. But I am noticing a little bit of oiliness on the chin. If I am being completely and utterly picky, they're the only things that I have to say. But as a whole, I think this foundation looks incredible on my skin. I feel like this foundation is really fresh. It's very lightweight on my skin. Like I feel like I'm wearing nothing. Everything else sat on top of it really well. Like my powder, my blush, my highlight, everything. It just like went on like a dream. I had no problems with my concealer going on top of it. There was no mixing or caking or anything like that. I actually really like this foundation. Like I really like the look of it. I'm gonna go about my day, finish off a couple more videos, and I'll come back to you guys and we'll see what way we're looking, because I really don't think that I have anything else to say at this stage in the day, because it's just a beautiful foundation and it looks really nice on my skin. I really like it. Look who's here. Damien's here. I said I'd do my second last update of the day, and it is 7:42. So we are going down to Ollie now, so I have to hurry to do this because Damien's gonna kill me. So what I want to say to you guys is I am ferociously oily. What do you think?
Yeah, like your crooked eyebrows.
I don't have crooked eyebrows. I don't have crooked eyebrows. No, I'm very oily though, am I?
Yeah.
What would you say about this foundation?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
It's crap.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like it?
No.
Why?
Because you look really
oily. Why don't you come over here and sit beside me and tell everybody what you think of my foundation? Right, so Damien, what do you think of my foundation? He doesn't like my foundation. I think it looks okay, but it is kind of oily, and I do kind of look a bit...
Looks a bit patchy.
Moist. Is it patchy?
Yeah.
Okay. So
How
Damien...
can you use moist and oily in the same sentence?
I have oily skin, but I feel like this foundation hasn't held back my oils at all. Now, I haven't blotted and I haven't reapplied powder for 10 hours. So I think it's not looking too bad, considering it's sunny outside.
Touche.
No, you think it looks like shit. I think it looks okay, but it's not my favourite foundation that I've ever worn. I am noticing that it's sinking into my fine lines. Yeah, I'm not really that overly keen about it. We don't need you anymore, so you can go back over there.
Grant.
And anyway, if you didn't know, David is one of my best friends who's been mentioned in videos tons of times before, and people are always asking who he is. They're like, is that your boyfriend? Just my best friend. No, but I do notice that it is sinking a little bit into like my fine lines, and I'm not crazy about that. It is still kind of lightweight and stuff, but I just feel very oily. It's okay. It wouldn't be my favourite foundation. I definitely would prefer the L'Oreal, what's that, Longwear? What's that? Fresh Wear. I prefer that foundation. I think it lasts better. And I also prefer the Wet n Wilds just for an affordable foundation. For a more high-end, long-wearing foundation, the Urban Decay All Nighter one is a bit better, especially at this time of the year. I just think that my skin's just way too oily because of the season that's in it, and it's 20 degrees today, so yeah, we're just a wee bit oily. Yeah, I don't think I really have anything else to report on. I will come back around the 12-hour mark, so that's another 2 hours from now, and we'll see what we're looking like, but I can't imagine it's going to look much different to this. Right now I'm going to blot, but I'll show you exactly what's going on in the face. Okay, so you can probably see what I'm seeing up close, just the oiliness here, and just like sinking a little bit into fine lines and a little bit into pores, and definitely in here. And Damien said that it looks patchy. That's what you can see up close. Okay, so I'm just going to set or like reapply some powder just to kind of take the oiliness out, because it isn't looking great. I'm just using the Too Faced Ethereal one, and that's just gonna apply that around here. Definitely would need to blot this throughout the day, especially on a hot day. And yeah, it is looking a little bit patchy actually on my forehead. I don't know, we might get away with it for another couple of hours anyway. So that's basically it for now. I don't think it's going to change too much in 2 hours, but I'm not like loving it, I'm not hating it. Like, I definitely think I have better, more affordable foundations, and I definitely think that like something like the All Nighter is better for this time of the year. So that is all I want to say right now. See you later. Okay guys, I'm just back to do my final update. It is 10:18 and I'm a bit late doing my final update because I just watched Love Island and they extended it by 15 minutes because it was the recoupling after Casa and Maura. But I can just tell you, I am so shook. My heart rate is up. I'm sweating. I've never felt like so nervous for something that had nothing to do with me. It was so intense. Anyway, so the final thoughts that I have on this foundation is, well, I'm looking extremely oily. Do you know what? I'm not overly pushed on this foundation. I'm gonna put that out there. I'm not overly gone in it. I'm not overly like hating on it or anything like that, but I'm just not that obsessed with it. I don't like it as much as a soft blur foundation. I don't feel like it matches my skin at all. It could possibly be to do with the fact it's a satin finish, and my skin is just not loving it because we know that I'm an oily gal. I mean, I speak about that at length on this channel. And I just feel like my oils have come through so much throughout the day. Like I've blotted like 2-3 hours ago. Like, it's on 13 hours, so it does look good after 13 hours, I will say. I mean, it's not looking the best like even when I was wearing it like 4 hours, I think I was kind of like happy at that stage. And maybe when I got to like the 6 hour mark, I was kind of like, now it's starting to get a bit oily. And then definitely at the 10 hour mark when I did my last update, it was so horrifically oily. So I think this foundation is definitely between a 6, or maybe even like 6 to 7 hour wear foundation. I won't even wear this for 8 hours because I just feel like it's just too oily on my skin. If you had drier skin, you possibly will really like this, because I just feel like it gives you a bit of hydration. It hasn't grabbed on anymore to my dry patches because my natural oils have come through, so I no longer have any dry patches on my nose and stuff like that. And I have my glasses on, it's completely worn off around there, like it's sweated off. And it's just kind of like sunk into fine lines, it's sunk into pores. There's a bit of transfer on my chin, a little bit of transfer on my jaw lines, definitely both of them. And my forehead's looking actually the best out of my entire face. I think my forehead looks the best because it hasn't sunken into any lines on my forehead or anything like that, but definitely the rest of my face is looking super oily. So I'm going to just zoom in for you guys so you can see a bit more up close. Sorry now I'm not looking my best, but you can see how oily I am. Like all here is super oily. You can see where it's kind of worn away here, worn away around my nose, where my glasses were. It's just not looking great. There's like a little bit of wear on my chin as well, and just a teeny bit in the tip of my nose. I do feel wherever I applied the powder foundation though, it kind of like stayed intact, so it stayed on my nose a bit better after applying the powder foundation on top. But I'm just not overly keen. Primed and unprimed side, absolutely no difference. The primer has not held back my oils at all. If anything, I feel like I'm even oilier. My pores are quite emphasized, and there's definitely an awful lot of wearing off around my mouth and stuff. I'm not really feeling this foundation. Like if I wore like a tester of this foundation or a sample of this foundation, I don't think I would purchase this. That's just my honest truth. I just really don't think this is something I would rush out to get. I do like the effect of it just on my forehead, I will say that. Because like I said, it's so lightweight, it hasn't like sunken into any lines or anything there on my forehead, and I do kind of like the effect of it there, but the rest of my face I'm just not loving. The pros for me about this foundation is how lightweight it is, and just kind of the initial application of it. I really enjoyed that, and I liked it up till around the 4 hour, 5 hour mark. I thought it looked really nice on my skin. I think this would be quite suitable for those of you who have drier skin, because I think it will last a bit longer. However, if you have flakes on your skin, like dry patches, it can attach itself to it, so that's obviously not ideal. I do think the cons of this foundation, especially if you're oily, is it will not hold back your oils. Like it's just not gonna. I feel like I am the oiliest I have been in a long time, a long time from a foundation, and I'm just not loving it at all on my skin. Like I said, I've been wearing the L'Oreal Fresh Wear foundation and the Wet n Wild a lot lately in the summer months, and I have also been wearing the Urban Decay All Nighter, and I just feel like they hold back my oils way better. As also, obviously, I'm using the Estee Lauder Double Wear. They're just holding back my oils way better than this has. I just feel like this is the oiliest I've been in a long time, and I've actually been wearing makeup a little bit more frequently lately because I've been, out at like parties and stuff and going on date night and whatever. I just feel like I've been wearing makeup a lot lately, and I haven't looked in the mirror and said, wow, your makeup doesn't look that great. Whereas when I look in the mirror at this, it's not looking the best. This would definitely be for me more of a foundation that I would wear if I know I'm going to be wearing makeup for a short period of time. I'm not going to be wearing it for like hours and hours, especially not up to the 13-hour mark, no way. But I do have to kind of recognize that it has been on for 13 hours, but this was looking quite oily on my skin around 6-7 hours as well, so that's that. If I didn't mention, there's also 1 fluid ounce or 30 mils in this, so it's standard foundation size. I think the packaging is quite cute on this, so that's like a little pro to it. But I mean, you're not buying foundation for packaging, you're buying it for the actual product inside. I don't really have anything else I want to say about this. I will keep you updated in my monthly hits and misses, obviously, for July. And also in regards to the powder foundation, I'm going to give this a good try during July, and I will get back to you guys and tell you what I think of it. I think that's all for now. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and you can go and like my social media. That really helps me out. And yeah, I think that's all I want to say. I want to go and wash my face now. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.